holding me back. Ain't no pulling me down. Ain't no knocking me down. Ain't no taking me down. I'm lightning fast.
As we have one flanking player from the T side. Now they pincered the site from two sides, but one of the other Ts just falls way too fast. Now it's just a 1v1. He rushes sandbags, but he pays for it. Seth Moss catches him out. Just on Blake.
Chip with the 1D from Connector.
A lonely place. Grief is my only grace. Well, I'm in a sorry state. Cuts on my bitter soul. Don't you lie to my cold, defeated soul. Don't you lie to a heart that can't let you go.
Party people, burn 'em up. Take it down and turn it up.
Party people, burn 'em up.
Party people, burn 'em up. Take it down and turn it up.
Party people, burn 'em up.
Party people, burn 'em up. Burn 'em up. Burn 'em up.
and welcome to this match between MauVe and 1kandy. It's a best of 3 tournament. Here we have 2 wonderful casters here today. It's Anagar.
Yeah, hello.
And Nortel, or whatever the hell my name is, and it's Frankus and Lil Huddy versus Cigar Baby 24 and Andy Easy with MauVe. T-side's rushing the first set of boxes in the middle, and they take up the CT, trying to take up an aggressive position right off the bat. Lil Huddy stuck on the left side flank, and he's just trying to take out any one of these people, locking onto the box, not the players, and he's trying to go over to the Humvee this time around. Andy Easy retreating back to the far right. He's going to catch him by surprise, but it looks like Lil Huddy was expecting him there first. Now Cigar Baby 24, questionable name, but we'll see his questionable aim in a couple seconds. About to take out Lil Huddy as he's going out onto the site, trying to defuse the bomb slickly, and he knows exactly where he's going to be, or at least he thinks he does. Saw the end of his barrel there, peeking out from the other side. Cigar Baby trying to hide, but he can't hide from Little Huddy. And Anagar, what do you think about this short dust map pick?
Quite an explosive first round for sure on this map. Definitely an interesting pick. Neither side seemed to know what they wanted to do here. It seemed like an accidental pick, but we'll see how this turns out.
It's almost akin to picking Lake, and as we all know, Lake is akin to Militia, Aztec, and Assault as one of the worst maps that you can pick in Wingman. And one of the worst guns you can pick in Wingman is Frankus' Nova here. $3,050. He's being on far up the center. Cigar Baby trying to shut him down with a quick Molotov, and Frankus none the wiser, trying to deke out with the Nova, but no damage getting done. Now it's just a 1v2. Lil Huddy, once again, one of these clutch situations, and Cigar Baby sticking out his gun barrel like he always does, but retreating just out of his sight for just long enough. Lil Huddy's still at this 1v2, lagging out a little bit here. He's going over to the left-hand side, giving both of the T's a rather large advantage, but Cigar Baby doesn't know that he's lagged out, and he's trying to climb up that ladder to try to take advantage of him, but he's still lagged out. He sees the end of his gun barrel, but he doesn't know if he's just trying to be stealthy or not. I don't even know. Little Huddy's still lagged out against the wall, and the bomb's ticking down second by second. Cigar Baby trying to flash out. He finally realizes that Little Huddy is just up against the wall. Some Bell internet situations going on there.
Now, everybody knows that Rogers is better. Just getting better internet.
And they called a counter-terrorist timeout this time around, so we get to talk about the experience that both of these teams have. MauVe playing before, and 1kandy. I personally didn't cast in. I don't think anybody else has casted them previously, but it seems like they're relatively competent, although I don't know if Little Huddy would have won that round without lagging out in the first place.
No, certainly interesting. Oh, and now Little Huddy leaving the game. There he goes. It'll be
He's going out to dismantle the internet monopoly that Bell has in Parliament. You know, he's a little bit of a political guy, but he's going to come back eventually. And Frankus is left by himself, so lonely.
A little bit of friendly banter between the two teams here. That is
It's
what
what-
we love to see. It's a friendly environment.
Ontario Esports Federation has had a history of friendly banter between both of the teams. It's never been not cordial between them. They tend to have some overly friendly banter sometimes. We actually had to put in a regulation to stop them from being so damn friendly. And Frankus, he's going to be friendly with this Deagle, taking up another aggressive position, something that these CTs love to do early on. And it does have its advantages, but he's all the more clueless as to where these two Ts are coming from. Andy Easy rushing with the MAC-10, and Lil Huddy joins in, which means that he spawned right into the action. He can afford a full M4 with armor. No defuse kit on him, so he's going to have to wait for that post-bomb plant, but oh, what an amazing clutch 1v2 after he spawns in.
Now Lil Huddy there, coming in with that clutch. That was electric. Unreal, as they say.
And during the break, Little Huddy probably chugged some of that amazing Ontario Esports Federation water that you can get for just the low price of $20 at your local Best Buy or Future Shop. Shop now and you'll get an extra discount because nobody's supposed to be outside in the first place. And Frankus has enough money to buy whatever the hell he wants, except for any of the rifles that are worth a damn. And he goes right for that MP5 buy with the silencer. He's trying to go for a stealth play, even though both of the CTs have pushed up all the way anyways during this game. And Cigar Baby 24 and his teammate trying to rush out on the site, but Andy doesn't even know these angles. Looking the wrong way as Cigar Baby's last one left, and both of these CTs are now hiding from him. Don't want to reveal don't want to reveal their location while they're trying to get this bomb back. And Frankus hiding behind the corner, Molotoving the right side, but it's not going to block his vision. The little Huddy might be lagged out anyway, so he might not even see it in the first place. AK shots coming against the first guy, but little Huddy with the trade. Some nice aggressive plays coming from both of the CT players. And Frankus with the M4A1S, buying full armor and a defuse kit, along with Lil Huddy with full armor and a defuse kit as well. They're matching. They're just holding hands together in harmony, but Cigar Baby teaming up with Andy Easy to take out the upper player. Now Frankus is the last one left with that M4A1S, although he's taking, again, these aggressive positions for both of the CTs. The Ts just run circles around them, and yet they just can't take that bomb site. Andy Easy, the first one to fall, but Cigar Baby with the quick trade. And we've seen these quick trades over and over and over again as we've been going forward. It is insane.
Wow. All I can say is wow.
All MauVe can say as well, as they've been losing 2 rounds in a row, which might not seem like a lot now, but their economies are slowly collapsing every single time they try to buy an M4, and every single time they can't. Lil Huddy peeking out the top ledge, and Frankus with a nice pick with the MP9, using it as a laser. Lil Huddy using the M4 as a laser as well. What do you think about these questionable buys coming from both of the CTs? They seem to be pulling it through every single round.
CT is somehow being able to hold on to their economy here, but if they were to lose that round there, that would leave them in the dirts of Zimbabwe.
And Zimbabwe is not a place that either of these teams want to be, but with internet connections and buys, it looks like they're just deep into it, and Frank is getting deep into that MAC-10. He's trying to spray, making sure that Crack Baby doesn't plant that bomb, but he's planted the pregnancy, and now Lil Huddy has to deal with the consequences. He's going for the bomb site retake here. Cigar Baby holding close right, the Molotov just missing over to the right. He's not even checking his corners. Cigar Baby 24 winning that round. Now they're just 1 round away from equalizing. And do you think any of these teams will buy a single op this whole game?
Honestly, the way Wingman is structured, I find it very doubtful that either team will be investing in an op here. It's just not as practical. Obviously, you want to be going for more of an SG buy, as that gives you the mobility and the aim ability of or the aim ability that you need for a game man like Wingman.
And it truly is a wonder to see some of these teams try to no-scope in close-range conditions. We see some of the players complaining about one side only being able to use an AUG, and Andy Easy proving that once again. We're going to be going to the halftime. Enjoy these wonderful videos by Ontario Esports Federation's 4-4 at the half.
Sunshine every day. Pick up every day.
And as we're back in the game, which team do you think is on track for winning this first map?
Wow. We see it tied up here, which definitely leaves it all up in the air. Honestly, I've seen Lil Huddy and MauVe pull this one in, I think. If Lil Huddy's internet cannot, die on us, then I think MauVe definitely can pull this one out of the bag.
And Frank is trying to pull something out of the bag here, picking up one of the USPs from the CTs, but it's not going to work out. Cigar Baby taking out that pregnancy, and it's going to be 5-4 for 1kandy and MauVe, trailing a little bit, but as we've seen before, they can make it come back, and we might even see an op later on, but no, it doesn't look like it. Force buys from both sides here, as we got dual MAC-10s, MP7, MP9, they got all the MPs and the Ms you want. Cigar Baby and Andy trying to take up another aggressive position. Double mid here. Both of the T's just walking into their shots. It's a gunning tunnel. And 1kandy winning the next round after the one that they won previously.
I might have to take back what I said earlier.
The predictions were well warranted, as MauVe has won the games previously up to this point in the tournament. They've won against Senator Sun, they've won against all of these teams, even on Short Dust, even though they're complaining about it previously. And Little Huddy's internet seems to be rather stable. Crack Baby trying to hide around the ledge there, but now they know exactly where he is, and he has to dig himself out of that situation, but the MAC-10 isn't going to dig anything out of, and Andy Easy left on site, completely clueless as to either of these two T's positions, although Lil Huddy's going to make some contact soon. The FAMAS beating that AK, just wasn't expecting it coming from that location, and 1kandy winning the round after that. What is happening to MauVe recently up to this point?
Out so strong in the second half. That break was obviously well needed. Wow.
Just wow. It's all wow from 1kandy, and they have the incognito strat of just rushing up, taking the fight to both of the T's, and Little Huddy trying to take the fight to them this time around. Holding with the Galil, just gets that kill out. Now is Frankus and Little Huddy trying to take this site away from the last remaining CT, and he only has an MP7, but that's going to be deadly if they don't know how to deal with it while it's just walking around on site. Lil Huddy doesn't want to reveal himself too fast. He only has 10% of his HP hiding behind that box. Frankus with that one tap, and MauVe's making the quick comeback. The double rifle buy is better than the double whatever buy 1kandy had that time around.
I think they call them SMGs.
They call them SMGs, they call them MAC-10s. They both bought MAC-10s, and I don't know how they did it. But both of these MauVe players have to pull out something, and they both have AKs this time around. And Little Huddy with the incognito kill. Andy Easy spraying down with that MP9, and Little Huddy throwing that nade, exposing himself for a little bit too long, but the 13 HP on Andy just exposes himself, throwing a nade down the tunnel. And 1kandy, although they had the quick lead, they're just losing it real fast.
Lil Huddy has been on top of 1kandy this game. You see 10 frags coming out so far. Be in mind, Cigar Baby 24 also has 10 frags, but the amount of dominance has been displayed in excess by Lil Huddy here.
And both teams have their carries, but we also need to take in part that both of the other players on the team are doing their part. They usually throw the utility on both sides, and Frankus seems to be slow peeking around the side there, getting ambushed by Cigar Baby from the right side. Now it's just Lil Huddy in a 1v2 situation. Andy Easy looking for some picks here. He doesn't know where he's coming from, but he doesn't have headphones on either because he's not looking behind him. They're not getting any call-outs, but Lil Huddy trying to take advantage of it. The quick AK spray, can he get the transfer? No, he can't. Andy Easy holding on site. Now they're just with match point against MauVe. It's a back and forth game.
This one's a nail biter here.
A real nail biter on Short Dust, and against these two teams anything could happen, but we don't want to see some prolonged overtimes because we got some commercial breaks to go to. We've got some epic action to take part against these both of these teams, and Lil Huddy and Frank is trying the dual setup here. They're not trying to flank or anything. They're missed Molotov from one of the CTs there, but Lil Cigar Baby pushing up closer than he wants to, and Frank is down to 1 HP, but Andy Easy has a nade, so if he just chucks it at sight, he might get him, and 1kandy winning that best of 3. Or the first map of the best of 3.
With those long-range guns, they might be a fan of that. Whoa! That was a good headshot, Nathaniel, just catching him. Oh. He might go for this ninja defuse. Oh, he has the flash. But the T's aren't peeking into the flash, so they can just spray right through. That's a 10-second defuse. He throws that second flash. He almost has no chance. These AKs are just missing him. He's gonna get the ninja defuse.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
And welcome back to the OEF Wingman Launch Tournament. Here we are. I am with my co-host, Nortel. My name's
Yo,
Anakin.
yo, yo.
And we are just about to get started here on Overpass. We got 1kandy versus MauVe. Now we see 1kandy moving in, pushing close here. MauVe, Frank is going to be doing work here. Lil Huddy is going to push up. He was dominant last game. MauVe taking this first round fairly quickly. Lil Huddy was the dominant player on MauVe last map. Unfortunately, of course, they. Am I seeing this right? They won the last map.
Yes, they did win the last map.
Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Okay. Both Galils out for the T's. A Deagle and an MP9 for 1kandy. Lil Huddy's got to hide back here with the bomb. Looking at the construction position. Andy Easy is hiding right around the corner, waiting in wait. Wait. Cigar Baby's gonna take down. Oh man. Things are just falling apart here. MauVe's double Galil by goes up in flames.
And we see the double Galil buy coming for both of the CTs at a point in which they need it most dearly.
Molly's going down.
And Cigar Baby 24 holding the construction area, chucking a nade over by the sandbags, and both these T's have to lie in wait with their P250s. Andy Easy just checking with the nades, throwing all the utility that they can to prevent both of these T's from pushing up, and Frankus down in the tunnels getting donked by that Galil. Might have even been his, and Lil Huddy getting taken out by that second Galil. How detrimental is that Galil buy for both of these T's?
Wow, wow, wow. No. Stealing those Galils was wonderful for the CT economy there. Of course, now T's are going to have an AK and an SG. That's going to make getting on site a little bit easier, but we'll see. Interesting choice by the CTs to stick with the Galils.
Yes, they usually want to buy out for those more favorable M4s, even though it's mostly just a placebo effect. You want to take the other guns from the other team in order to use them for yourself. Maybe they even want to save for one of those rare op buys, as Overpass is one of those maps where you actually are able to use the op somewhat if you hold it from heaven or some other long head glitching position like barrels, and Frank is just peeking out the other side of barrels, but he takes out the first CT. Now it's just an incoming 1v1, and Low Huddy sniping him with the AK, and both of these Ts have the guns to recover. They even bought an SG there. Some weird metas come from both of the Ts.
Now, what did I say about Lil Huddy? I have faith in this kid.
He is truly a prodigy of MauVe, and they're using him to take back some of the rounds that they lost previously in 1kandy with 2 rounds. All they need to do is win this one map, and they can take this whole thing away. But Cigar Baby standing out in the open, he fears no chance. But Andy Easy with the op, hiding in heaven, taking out Frankus with a headshot. Beautiful shots from the op, and what did we say about the utility of that op? It is truly a wonder weapon for the CTs, and 1kandy using it to their advantage. And Andy Easy with the op. And Cigar Baby with a Nova, which is rather strange buy, I would say. It doesn't do a lot of damage against either of the armored opponents. And Andy Easy sniping him up close. Doesn't get the headshot, but he still gets a body shot. Now this last remaining CT, Cigar Baby, smoking it off down at the tunnels. And this last remaining T, Frankus with the MAC-10. He has to pick his engagements rather good. He gets the AK from the ground. Now he's going to be peeking both of these locations. And Cigar Baby and Andy Easy picking their targets rather well, aiming on the other side of the smoke, trying to wait for Frankus to rush down those tunnels, and he's just waiting for his opportunity. I don't think he knows that one of them is super up close, but that Nova isn't going to be a one-tap headshot, but he misses most of his AK shots. Horrible spray coming from him this time around. And Cigar Baby 24 picking up that AK.
That was ugly. That was very, very ugly.
Some people need to practice their sprays a little bit more for those close range engagements, since a lot of the aim maps don't really train for those up close and personal type of fights. And a lot of the fights that you get in deathmatch aren't really that up close and personal, and if they are, they're just trying to Zeus you anyway, so it doesn't really train you that well. And the AK missing most of its shots on the CT side as well, but now it's just a 1v2. The Terrorists took out the first CT quite fast. Now they're just circling him on both sides. Nice strat from both of the Ts there. They didn't need any utility. All they need is an SMG and the hope of God.
The hope of God is right. That's really all that is holding 1kandy together here. Losing only 1 round so far, or 3 rounds so far, but it did not look very good there.
It looked like they were collapsing a little bit, and Little Huddy getting the quick trade against Crack Baby, but he's hiding in the barrels there, and he's hiding in the smoke as well. And Frankus has to drop down in order to find him, and the P90 drills through him, and now it's just a 4-4 once again. It's looking familiar as always. We will see you after the half. Once again, 1kandy and MauVe tight as a lot of leather put together.
Sunshine every day. Fall, pick up any day.
It takes a lot to feed my soul. Yeah, it's a hungry animal. But I'm vibing in this tension, yeah, it's palpable. Never find a better day. Sit loose and congregate. Go ahead and throw your shade if you wanna let it get away. Ooh, I feel your fire. Ooh, I can hear the choir. My aim is true, so don't even bother. There'll never be a better love than the one I'm giving you.
And we are back on the second half of the second map, and 1kandy can just shut it down on this T side on Overpass. And what is the strat that you're expecting from both of these players now that we saw their short dust game and now this one?
No, I'm expecting big pushes. It seems to be the norm in Wingman. We've seen it all tournament.
And Andy Easy following through with that strat, but it's not working out for them as both MauVe players just use their USPs in tangent. Frankus is having a dance party down there, and he deserves it as they took out both of the Ts, rushing down through the bottom tunnel. And they threw no nades, they bought no utility that time around. And even though it's a little bit risky on Overpass, it's still a viable strat for the most part. And Frankus buying that MP5, and Little Huddy buying the Scout. And it's a substitution for the op, and it's rather good. The T's just trying the exact same strat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's a little bit broke at this point. So the last T has only 18 HP running out onto the site, gets taken out by the Scout. What are the strats for 1kandy? Maybe they need to mix it up.
I feel like this may have just been a throwaway round for 1kandy. No buy there, just Glocks. Now, if you're losing the Glocks, you don't want to end up like Dazed. You just gotta run out and die. It's just how it goes.
And when you lose to Glocks, you get angry, and that collective anger might lead to the loss of your team or even your career in Counter-Strike, as we saw from Dazed. But both of these players certainly don't want to become like Dazed, rushing out on to this site. But Frankus gets the early pick with the AUG, and Scarbaby sees him and looks the other way. 1kandy just falling apart here.
MauVe has been cleaning the floor with 1kandy in the second half. 3 rounds coming off the half. They are set to sweep them here.
They are set to sweep the second half, but 1kandy might have a strat up their sleeve, a Galil and a MAC-10. It looks like a close range type of buy, but neither of these CTs have been playing close range, and they've seen that every single time. Although Little Huddy's a little bit of a test subject to that, as he's playing a little bit too close for the guns that he's up against, and Little Huddy, Cigarbaby up against the pillar. They throw a decoy flash, but it's not going to be good enough. It's Andy Easy getting shredded by the AK, and the last man remaining fake plants to bait out one of the CTs, but the AK drills through him. Nice plays.
4 rounds straight here. MauVe set to take map 2 here. That would make things real interesting going into a game 3.
And we all hope that it's not going to be Rialto or Lake, because nobody practices for both of those maps, and we see they know the utility for both Overpass and Short Dust, but for the other 2 maps, it might just fall apart here, and they go for a double Galil buy, which we've seen from 1kandy before, but it hasn't worked out as well as they've wanted it to, as both of these CTs play all the way back. They're trying for this boost here, trying to see any visual on any of these CTs, but they're not seeing anybody heaven, and they're playing down for once. And the AUG usually plays up in heaven.
They're balls to the wall here. Have no other choice but to buy out. Galils are their only option for rifles. And it looks like it will be to their detriment. The trade coming in. Little Huddy looks to take down Cigarbaby, and that will close out the game. Map 2 is done. MauVe takes it, tying up the series 1-1.
Those long-range guns, they might be a fan of that. Whoa! That was a good headshot, Nathaniel, just catching him. Oh. He might go for this ninja defuse. Oh, he has the flash. But the T's aren't peeking into the flash, so they can just spray right through. That's a 10-second defuse. He throws that second flash.
He almost has no chance. These AKs are just missing him. He's gonna get the ninja defuse.
And welcome back. This is game 3 of our best of 3 series in the OEF Wingman Tournament. We have 1kandy versus MauVe. Series is tied at 1 apiece. And take away Nortel.
Frankus is peeking the upper window side. Lil Huddy's trying to rush out on the side, but he gets double teamed by both of these CTs. Now Frankus, the last one live, gets taken out at the window, and 1kandy with a quick win against MauVe. Some weird strats are going to be happening on this nuke match.
Now we've seen it kind of a back and forth series here. MauVe taking map 2, 1kandy taking map 1. MauVe coming off really strong in the second half of map 2 on Overpass. We'll see how this transfers over on the nuke.
And Little Huddy peeking the single door out there, tries to shoot some bullets out, but it's hitting nobody. Frankus gets absolutely decimated with the MP9. Now Little Huddy's left in the lower door. They know exactly where he is, as he was shooting out of it earlier in the round. Cigarby was trying to find a flanking maneuver onto him, and Andy Easy is the last one actually directly onto site. So if Little Huddy can get some early contesting on the site, but he just runs away. He doesn't want to get shredded by that MP9 like his teammate, but he has full body armor, so he can take some hits from it. But nice headshot coming against Cigar Baby as he's trying to cross over to the boxes on the other side. Now he's just trying to get this last pick. The MP9 dancing around him though, and he's lagging a little bit. Bell's cutting his internet. They know that he's winning soon, and Andy Easy bouncing around on the site. He just can't hit any of these shots. 13 rounds left in his gun. He's not hitting them, but he just gets it. Little Huddy clutching that first round for MauVe. Some nice shots coming in from that P250.
Now the internet definitely is cucking Lil Huddy, but he has somehow been able to hang on by this by the skin of his teeth. He's been able to clutch these rounds. He's been instrumental in the success of MauVe in this match.
And Lil Huddy also buying full armor that time around. We saw earlier in the day, Senator's son bought no armor for any of their rounds on Inferno, or at least very little, and that cost to the detriment of the entire game for them. They forced one team to even throw for their behalf, and both of the players on MauVe just giving that round up practically. Quick response from 1kandy. And Cigar Baby 24 getting the AK with full utility and a defuse kit. Both of the CT players have full everything that they need, and both of the Ts have a disjointed buy as per usual. MAC-10 and a Galil. They just can't seem to buy those AKs when they desperately do need them. And Easy taking an aggressive position. And Cigar Baby taking the more lenient ramp position. He can just head glitch, go up and down the ramp, and they won't be able to catch him. And Frankus, that favorite position for him, double windows, trying to find any instance of any CT, and Cigar Baby finding him quite easily with a quick headshot. He's flaming out single doors so that last remaining T can't just run out of it and take the site ever so easily. And Cigar Baby looking at, sees him trying to go for the bomb, and the aim duel. Little Huddy wins with the Galil. That Galil's just shredding through people with its reduced price.
It's crazy what the Galil has been able to do. Now Lil Huddy's going to pick up an AK. MauVe is going to pick up the SG. SMG buy on the side of the CTs. Obviously very low on money, whereas Lil Huddy is bathing in the cash. $3,100.
Lil Huddy flaming out sight, trying to prevent either of these CTs from pushing him, but Cigar Baby doesn't care at all. Trying to rush with that MP7, but he just can't get the kill. The AK just finding his head before that SMG could find any part of his body that was worth a damn. 29 HP on Little Huddy, though, which will fare easy for Andy Easy if he finds that connection. He almost did, but the T falls away. He doesn't want to get shredded by that MP9. They're all scared of it when they need to be. Andy Easy still with full armor and full HP, and he peeks at the wrong position, but he still gets the kill. MP9 just shredding through him, but not enough.
Bell Internet will not hold Lil Huddy back.
And Bell, while it may be a little too expensive, they certainly don't give anybody any favors that they don't want them to have. Either you download the wrong things, or you're just playing on the wrong team, and MauVe is facing the consequences of that. But Frankus gunning down both of these CTs. He is a beast with the SG, and the SG is a beast by itself, getting so many damage points against both of those players. The SG has been ever so deadly in this tournament.
MauVe winning 3 rounds in a row here. Can they do what they did on Overpass? Now that would be truly amazing here.
That would be truly spectacular, truly groundbreaking. They'd be speedrunning this Wingman OEF tournament. And as we know, speedrunning is a very popular thing in the CSGO scene, and Frank is trying to take advantage of it, speedrunning that bomb site take. But Cigar Baby, the last one left remaining, hiding behind the box. Quick takeout from MauVe. We're last round before the half, and it seems like MauVe is just shredding through 1kandy on the CT side.
MauVe has been absolutely dominant this half. Lil Huddy, 7 frags. Frankus with 4, and CT's only in 3 apiece. I just don't see any way for 1K to come back here.
And although MauVe was rather disjointed with their buys earlier on, they were able to buy rifles consecutively, and both these CTs can only just buy the SMGs. This time around, the SG finding all those targets as he just sprayed him down. Now, Andy Easy left on the scaffolding. He is no match against that SG, and now MauVe with 6 rounds against 1kandy's 2. It's looking like a little bit of a blowout, but as we know, the T side switches everybody into a beast.
Wow.
Sunshine every day. Fall, pick up any day.
He sees in black or white, never felt the warmth of a cold night. Captain that she left behind, shackled to a love lost. What we were will soon be gone and forgotten when our days are still untold. We can't keep holding on to what our foes have begotten when our faith is running.
And we are at the second half of the third map. 1kandy just trailing behind MauVe by 4 rounds, but they can catch up rather fast, and we see some, hopefully we see some aggressive strats from both of the T-side players.
We'll see if this meta of bum rushing will reign true, and it looks like it will.
Andy Easy with the aim duel against Francis at the top of ramp, and it's a deadly position if you can use it well, and Andy Easy on the receiving end of it, and MauVe with a 7th round. It's not looking good for 1kandy here.
It is looking very bad for 1kandy here. They definitely have to, they're gonna have to do a lot better if they want to have any shot of coming back here. They're gonna have to win every single round from this point onwards. It is not looking good.
They're buying dual SMGs, desperation strats, and Lil Huddy using some even more desperate strats, but Andy Easy catching onto it, but the MAC-10 losing most of its shots, and now the last CT desperation rush in the double doors, gets a quick MAC-10 headshot. And 1kandy with a quick retaliation in the anti-eco round.
Now that gives them a great economic advantage over the CTs here. CTs are going to be forced to save up some money if they want to actually accomplish anything, and it looks like they're going to play it smart and buy pistols.
Frankus dueling with the MAC-10, he's going to pay for it. Andy Easy getting the headshot against that 1 CT, and now Little Huddy hiding in the bottom. He does get that kill against that 1T. Now it's just Cigar Baby and Lil Huddy in a 1v1. He's retreating back onto the bomb site, but he gets visual. Now he's going to throw a bomb onto the silo, knocks him down to 89% of his HP, but the MAC-10 is no match for the Galil. That Galil just working work in this third map.
Now, the Galil's been seeming to do a lot of work all game across all 3 maps. We've seen the Galil come out from time to time, and 1kandy, Andy, is going to actually pull out a big old freaking op.
Big old
AWP.
thunder stick.
That's the first time we've actually seen that in the series. But he's going to go down quickly. Wow.
Oh, both of the players on MauVe with the quick shots on both of the T-side players, and 1kandy 1 round away from losing this best of 3.
This spells disaster for 1kandy.
And Cigar Baby with the AK and the MAC-10, another disjointed buy. We've seen it all game. They can only muster up a double Galil buy most of the time. They're smoking out double doors. Usually they nade out the double doors so they can see right through it, but they're trying to smoke it off. Force one of these T's up into the window, and Frankus is ready for him. Looking at that window, hard peek, but he peeks just at the wrong time away. Now Cigar Baby has another chance to live. Andy Easy planting the bomb on the site. He's getting pincered from both locations. Lil Huddy with the AUG, and now it's just a 1v2 post plant for the game. And Cigar Baby 24 pushing up with the AK-47 and single doors. Frankus missing the no scope, or rather the hard scope, and now Lil Huddy has to rush the same position. The AK's just looking at the wall. He runs out of ammo. And MauVe
that is going to be the game.
winning that round, and we see them winning the best of 3 here. MauVe just peeling them on Nuke, and it's very unfortunate for them to see.
Now, one thing I say about Lil Huddy, man comes in clutch.
No matter how many times Bell tries to shut him down, he keeps coming back. Thank you all for watching. We will see you later on in the week with some more amazing Counter-Strike gameplay.
Cheers.
It takes a lot to feed my soul. Yeah, it's a hungry animal. But I'm vibing in this tension. Yeah, it's palpable. Never find a right today. Sit loose and congregate. Go ahead and throw your shade if you wanna let it get away.